Hi, this is Kimberly from Pixels and Pills, and I'm here with Rich Barron from Boehringer Ingelheim. Hi, Rich. You did a great presentation today on your Flomax campaign. Can you please tell me about the success of the Flomax campaign and the Hispanic market?
Sure. Well, the Flomax consumer campaign started in 2006, and it was an unprecedented success for us, for the patients, for the physicians, I would say. We created a campaign that I would say was really meaningful. It was relevant, the messaging we used, the imagery to the patients, and as a result we were able to drive very substantial awareness with the brand. We were able to drive millions of patients to go in and talk to their physicians about their condition. And this is not an easy condition. These are patients who were suffering with these symptoms of BPH, of enlarged prostate, for many years maybe, and perhaps felt isolated, felt alone, felt that it was just a normal part of aging and that it was just something that they were relegated to have to live with for the rest of their lives. And to have a campaign that comes out that says to them, hey, you know what? This is an actual condition and it's something that you can do something about. That resonated, and so we were able to achieve over the course of the campaign tremendous awareness. We got it all the way up to 93%. It became part of the common vernacular. I mean, we had a number of late night folks and comedians and people doing spots and mentioning Flomax, and they were poking fun at it, but at the same time what it told us was we resonated, we hit a chord. I would say from the Hispanic one you mentioned, one of the things that we realized was that particular group was not responsive to the same messaging and creative we were doing with the main population. So we had to start from the beginning with them. We had to go back and really study them in this condition and try and understand, what are the issues that they're facing, what's important to them, what are their key value drivers, and then from there we built a campaign specifically for them, still Flomax, but substantially different from our main campaign that would talk to them in a meaningful way, and we were able to really make an impact with them. I mean, awareness grew almost 300% in 6 months with that group.
That's amazing. How do you take a successful commercial and translate it to digital?
Well, digital for Flomax 2 years ago is different from digital for other brands today. I mean, digital's really evolved from, we didn't really have the same social media sorts of things we had before. Not that I think it really mattered, because I don't know if men 50 or 60 plus are as active in social media as other demographics. But the important thing about digital is that, digital's expanding and growing dramatically. And any campaign you do, you want to make sure that it's an integrated campaign that works across many different media channels. So I can't just run television. I have to have similar type of messaging and components in print. I have to be looking at web, from websites to banners to search. So there's, and now today you're even into, what about mobile? About creating mobile versions of your websites, social media type of applications. So there's a lot more that we can be doing around this area today. But the bottom line is you just want to make sure it's consistent with your overall campaign.
Agreed. What are the implications the success of the Flomax campaign have for drugs that help alleviate other sort of embarrassing diseases?
Yeah, it's a good question, because the word stigma kind of comes to mind, right? People seem to think that they've got a condition that nobody else has, or and if I admit it or say it out loud, I'm going to be a pariah. I'm going to be ostracized. I don't want to be ridiculed because I have to go to the bathroom. So, I'm going to make excuses. No, I'm not going to go to the movies tonight, and because I don't feel well or I'm tired. But really, I'm not going because I don't want to have to keep getting up and bothering people in the seats because I have to go to the bathroom 5 times. And what I think, what broadcast DTC has been able to do, us, other drugs for incontinence that are out there, such as there's Vesicare, and even some of the ED drugs, I would say, have basically said to people, you're not the only one with this. It's a lot more common than you think it is, and the person sitting right next to you may be suffering the same thing as you, so you don't have to be embarrassed. It's okay to admit that you have this, because there's probably a bunch of people around you who are going to say, me too. So I think television and DTC has gone a long way towards that and made a big difference.
And Me Too is a great lesson, that we've learned earlier today, and with the other speakers. So that's really great. So finally, are there any other lessons that you want to leave us with?
I think the only thing I would say is that any good DTC campaign or any good consumer campaign starts with understanding the consumer. Take the time to truly understand what is it that they're dealing with, how do they feel about it, what is it that they wish the world could be like for them, and make sure you talk to them in a way that they understand, okay, from both a health literacy standpoint, but also from a perspective that's meaningful. All right? Otherwise, we're not doing any good for anybody. But if we do that, we can really do good for a lot of people.
This is Kimberly from Pixels and Pills. The DTC conference wraps up tomorrow. Registration is still open. You can still stop by if you're in the area.